In recent years, longevity research has moved from the pages of scientific journals into our kitchens, influencing not only how we think about aging, but how we eat day to day. What began as observational studies in places like Salento, Okinawa, and Nicoya, regions where people routinely live into their 90s and 100s, has blossomed into a robust field of nutritional science that seeks to decode how specific dietary patterns help preserve health across the decades. Now, thanks to advances in metabolomics, gut microbiome analysis, and long-term cohort studies, the insights from longevity hotspots are being translated into concrete, science-backed dietary advice for the general public. The result is a promising fusion of ancient food traditions and cutting-edge research that makes healthy aging more accessible than ever. At the core of this shift is the growing understanding that diet is not just fuel, it's information. Every bite of food we consume communicates with our cells, our genes, and even the microbes that live in our intestines. In long-lived regions like Salento, the traditional diet, rich in extra virgin olive oil, legumes, vegetables, herbs, and modest portions of animal protein, is now recognized not just for its cultural value, but for its measurable biological benefits. Studies have shown that within as little as 1 week of switching from a Western-style diet to a Mediterranean-style diet, people begin to exhibit favorable shifts in their metabolomic profiles, indicating reduced inflammation, improved insulin sensitivity, and better lipid metabolism. What's striking is how consistent these findings have become across different scientific disciplines. From epidemiology to molecular biology, the message is clear. Diets high in minimally processed plant-based foods and healthy fats not only prevent chronic diseases, but also delay many hallmarks of aging, from mitochondrial decline to cellular senescence. Ingredients long used in Salento, such as wild greens, rich in polyphenol, rosemary, and oregano, with antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, and unfiltered olive oil, loaded with oleocanthal and oleuropein, are now being investigated for their ability to modulate gene expression and reduce oxidative stress. This convergence of traditional wisdom and modern science is starting to inform not just personal choices, but broader public health strategies. Meal planning tools based on Mediterranean or plant-predominant dietary patterns are now widely available through healthcare systems and wellness platforms. Supplements derived from longevity-associated compounds, like omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenol, and prebiotic fibers, are being refined and standardized for more targeted effects. Even school lunch programs and hospital menus in some countries are beginning to reflect this shift, incorporating more legumes, whole grains, and healthy oils while minimizing ultra-processed foods and sugars. At the policy level, we're also seeing encouraging changes. Governments are funding initiatives to promote diets aligned with longevity principles, not just for their health benefits, but because of their cost-effectiveness in preventing disease. The Blue Zones Project in the United States, for example, helps entire communities redesign their food environments to make healthier choices easier and more culturally embedded. And in parts of Europe, longevity research is beginning to inform agricultural subsidies and urban planning policies, recognizing that access to fresh, nutrient-dense food is as essential as medical care in supporting healthy aging. One of the most transformative trends emerging from this work is personalization. Advances in nutritional genomics and microbiome science are allowing researchers to identify how different individuals respond to the same foods. While the Mediterranean model provides a powerful blueprint, it's increasingly clear that optimal longevity nutrition may look slightly different from person to person. Some may benefit more from omega-3 rich fish, while others may thrive on extra fiber or fermented foods. AI-driven platforms are now incorporating these variables, analyzing gut bacteria, genetic markers, and blood chemistry to generate tailored dietary guidance aimed not just at weight loss or short-term health, but at long-term vitality. Yet for all this innovation, the heart of longevity nutrition remains deeply human and surprisingly simple. It's about enjoying meals made from whole ingredients, sharing food with others, cooking more often, and eating more slowly. These lifestyle rhythms, preserved in places like Salento, turn every meal into a protective ritual, one that feeds not just the body but the spirit and the social fabric that holds communities together. What science has done is shine a light on why these practices work. The benefits of fiber-rich legumes aren't folklore. They're linked to a more diverse gut microbiota and reduced colon cancer risk. The pleasure of olive oil isn't just culinary. It delivers anti-inflammatory compounds that rival some pharmaceuticals in their potency. Even the act of communal eating, a cherished tradition in longevity hotspots, has measurable effects on stress regulation and immune health. In this way, longevity research is no longer an abstract or elite pursuit. It's become a practical roadmap for how anyone, anywhere, can eat not just to survive, but to thrive into old age. The tools are expanding, the science is advancing, and the message is increasingly clear. What we put on our plate can either accelerate aging or slow it down. Thanks to the lessons drawn from long-lived communities and the laboratories that now decode their secrets, we're better equipped than ever to choose the latter.